guys, today I'm going to show you how to do this design right here using all of my custom nail art product from www.𝐻𝐻𝐻.shop. I'm 𝐻𝐻𝐻 and welcome to our online nail art class. So at first, I am going to start out the foundation of this design, and I am using a platinum cat eye. It's called Moonlight Magnetic Cat Eye. And Moonlight Magnetic Cat Eye doesn't have any colors. So this is the most favorite by everyone to use because you can use stained glass gel on top to transform it into any colors. So I apply all of the nail. You don't need a black background for this unless you want it to be just a little deeper. But I'm just applying on clear nail, and I use Voltino nail art magnet. I'm gonna run over it like this. You see everything disappear. Now, I'm gonna use the head to activate it, to focus the glare, and how you position the head. That's gonna affect your glare. So if my nail like this, and if I were to push it up, I'm gonna push it away from the magnet. Where if I push it down, then I'm gonna pull it toward me like this. Let me give you an example. So if I were to push like that up, I'm pushing it away versus this is pulling forward. See? It just depends on how you move. So move slow. That way you get a chance to study your magnet. And if you make a mistake, you can just swipe it away again and restart. So that is how you use your magnet. And I found out I like it pointing down. And remember, going slow like this. There you go. Now you have a nice, powerful background. And if you like to pull this over the left a little bit, you can reach a magnet here. There, it's pulling toward it. See? And of course, if you flip your magnet to a different direction, then it's gonna push. So just remember, push and pull are very important. That is how you maneuver your glare properly. Like that. Okay, let's go ahead and cure this for 60 seconds. Oh, and remember, you can just always keep finesse with it. You don't have to stop. You can just always push it up like this and pull it over the left just a little bit more, and then keep pushing it up. And then at some point, you're going to be satisfied with it. Then you can cure. And for this special occasion, we have 2 nails. Now, the next step is this red cat eye right here. And we have 3 options. We have ruby red. This is what it's like. So this is what ruby red is like. It's crystal cat eye. So it's almost have a glitter, but not very chunky. Like a crystal glitter vibe to it. Now this is Queen of Hearts. Queen of Hearts is like a satin. It's smoother, more velvety. That right there. So that is Queen of Hearts. And then I have Ariel, like the Little Mermaid. And this is like her hair color. So this is reflective glitters that are cat eye. So it's up to you. What color do you choose? And I'm gonna choose Ariel since it's the newest colors. So this is out on the palette, Ariel. I am closing this and when I put it over here so you can see this. Now, the brush that I'm going to choose will be an emboss brush. And as you can see here, this is a typical candy cane pattern that I drew out. And this is like a heart shape. So I'm going to guide you to both because the emboss process is slightly different on the heart. Just slightly. Now I'm going to start out with the sway pattern. So what you want is one line slanting, and at the end you want to curve it down just a little bit, and this curve up just a little bit like this. One line slanting, and at the end you want to give it a soft little curve so it doesn't look too hard. See, you don't want harsh line, you want like a sway. So just a subtle curve at the end. Now, I am going to rest my brush right here. And I'm going to magnetize it. For these, I like to use a tinier magnet because the design are smaller. And I am going to start right here and magnetize it. And go up. Okay. And when I have my desired glare, I am going to cure this. I kind of want this to be like right in the middle. Okay. You zoom in so you can see. Now, when it gets to the middle, then I'm gonna go ahead and flash cure it for just 3 or 4 seconds, just to make sure that the magnet doesn't move on my other lines. So go ahead and cure this. Just a few seconds. And then, before I draw another line, I'm gonna check just to make sure it doesn't move. Okay. Then I'm gonna go ahead and draw the second line. Give proper spacing because what I want is some diamond right in the middle of the platinum colors. So you don't want to be too narrow in the middles. You want to give just enough space for diamond through here. Now, drawing my second sway line. Okay. Then go ahead and magnetize it. Same way like before. You start out on one side. Then you go up. See, you can push it down. Okay. And then you can push it on the other end if you want, like this. Because sometimes the highlight is hidden on the both the sides, so you have to push it on as much direction as possible, left, right, up and down, just to gather up the strength. And when it condenses, you go ahead and flash cure it, and then keep going. So with the spacing and everything on this tip, we can afford to do 3 sway. Just like this. Okay. Go ahead and magnetize it. Left, right, up and down. Okay. Now cure this. And at this point, you can cure for 60 seconds. So for the other nail, we're gonna draw a heart. So we're gonna start right in the middle. Still, I'm using my emboss brush. Start right in the middles and do a big curve like that. And then drag it down here like that. At this point, you want to go inward. You don't want to go outward because you want more space to do more stuff around this heart. So I am going to go ahead and magnetize this. Let me zoom in again. A little tricky with the heart because it's curved all around. So you have to be a little tricky with your magnet. Kind of almost lose it for a little bit. There you go. Got a little boo-boo right there. You can stop and fix it now if you like. Just like that. Okay. Okay. I'm happy with this. Go ahead and clear this. Okay. I am doing one line above this. See, be careful. Don't run out of spacing for your crystal in between here. You gotta consider all the design that you're gonna do in the future too. That's why it is important to know exactly what you're gonna do beforehand. So, because if you don't plan for crystal, then you don't have to be careful with the spacing. But if you plan for crystal, make sure that you recognize that and design accordingly in between. Okay, clear this. I call it visualization in the spacing on the dimension, just like this. That's how everything works cohesively when you're done with your design. Because you have to draw another heart opposite from this. Also, put that into consideration. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and glare this off and clear this. And we are done for this step. I'm gonna zoom out. Now, talking about visualization on the spacing, on the step, know that you're gonna have crystal right in between, right? So normally, I know that I'm gonna have emboss, so I'm gonna top coat everything. I'm gonna put emboss on it, easy breezy. But for crystal, I'm not gonna put top coat on and then put crystal on and then have to seal this, because if I seal this while I already done with top coat, then it's gonna look lumpy, right? So it's smarter for me to put crystal on first, then put top coat in between all the crystal line. That way the crystal can be sealed and this spacing right here can be nice and smooth. Then we're gonna do the emboss last. If that sound good? Our nail is already done and cured with. This is what we got so far. So I'm gonna start bedazzle it right away. I'm gonna put this brush on the sides and take out our crystal. This is SS7 and this is Dreamtime crystal, which is Swarovski crystal. But in order for you to buy without application, then we have to rename it to Dreamtime crystal. If you make an online application, then you can buy Swarovski with the name Swarovski. That's the rule that Swarovski give us, is that we have to relabel and repackage to be able to sell without an online application. And then this is silver caviar bead, and it's the smallest size that we have. It's 0.6 millimeter. I'm gonna put it out, because if I dip into this container, then it's gonna, gel gonna get stuck in it, and then bead gonna get stuck together. So that's a big no-no. So put it out. That's why you can clean this container later. And the gel that we're using, you already know, this is clear texture gels. And I use it because it doesn't move. It's fantastic for bead and for crystal. And the brush that I would like to use will be emboss brush, which right now I have cat eye gel on it. So I'm gonna clean this. And I am gonna take out brush conditioning cleanser. This is an oil-based formula to clean your brush and condition your brush at the same time. And the oil are gel safe, so it doesn't tamper with any gel product. Now, use this brush you already cleaned with a paper towel. Now, you're gonna cleanse the gels. See, I wipe up the excess gel first so it don't contaminate your dabbing dish cup. Now, I'm gonna clean up the excess oil and I'm ready to use it. Let me put this aside so you can see clear texture gel. Now, get this gel, get an emboss brush, and I am going to paint one line right here. You don't want too much gels, just enough for the crystal and the bead, okay? You can either do one line or you can do multiple lines, because remember, this gel doesn't move. And just to show you guys how awesome the gel is, I'm gonna do all the line at the same time. And I'm having some crystal right here too. And these, too small to put crystal, but definitely can have a little line of beads running through it. Now, don't cure this. Go ahead and take some paper towel. You see, this brush have a lot of gel on it. We're going to go ahead and wipe up excess gels. Now, because we don't use any solution, any like brush conditioning cleanser to cleanse this, I just wipe it on a towel. So technically, there's still gel in this brush, enough for you to pick up the bead. So I'm gonna lay the brush right here. But it's not messy because you already wipe it. So I am getting out the crystal katana by Dreamtime Creation, and I am going to put crystal on it first, like this. SS7. See how amazing this gel is. The crystals stick to it brilliantly. See, gel that are too liquidy, sometimes it doesn't stick well. The crystal have a hard time letting go, or the tool having a hard time letting go of the crystal, just because the gel is not sticky enough. You see how fast I'm doing this? Just because the gel is sticky and the crystal stick to it, so it's let go of the katana tip right here. And I need some more crystal here for sure, but not a big one. So I can change it. Just a smaller size of SS5 crystal, just right there, right at the tops. So be cautious of your sizing. And right here, I'm decided to just have bead and not crystal. So now it's time for bead. And remember the brush? We only wipe it with a paper towel, so it is still sticky, but obviously not enough. So if it's not sticking to a bead, then I can just touch the wet gel on this surface, and that would be just enough to pick up beads. You just don't want too much gel because that's gonna be a mess. Then your bead not going to land onto the design. It's going to stick in your brush because your brush have too much gel. It's not going to be able to let go, right? So you don't want too much. And if you have too much gel, you're also going to pick up like a whole bunch of bead, and that's gonna be awful too for design like this. Design like this, you want moderate amount of gel on the brush, and the right gel too, because if you have top coat, it's not gonna be effective. Top coat is not sticky enough to pick up bead. So you want the right gel for this is extremely important. Clear texture gel, you only need a little bit at the tip. You can pick up one bead at a time. That's fabulous. If you pick up 2 beads at a time, you're still able to work with it, but a little more less convenient than just 1 bead. That's why I'm very big on not dipping your brush into the jar like this. You don't want to contaminate your jar. Then you're gonna have beads that are sticking together, and that's going to tamper with your timing. Your timing gonna be longer just because you have to mess with unsticking the bead. See, I have 2 like this. Sometimes it's worth it to just throw it away and pick up another one. Sometimes I do that. Sometimes I have 2 beads. I feel like it's not worth the time for me to break it off. So I just throw that away. You have thousands and thousands of beads in one jar, so think smart. And when I'm out of stickiness, I just touch this gel a little bit more, and that will return the stickiness to me. But these gels are people's favorite just because of this. It's not like a typical crystal gel. It's very thick. Like you couldn't draw this line perfectly with crystal gel. Crystal gel is a hot mess when it comes to drawing. So this gel is actually an embossed gel, which means it's used to draw these beautiful embossed design, and it doesn't stick together. Like it doesn't blend or run on you. So with those kind of design, people love clear texture gel, but when it comes to crystal, people love it because it doesn't move. See this? I have been designing on this without caring, and it doesn't move on me. But it's not thick neither. So that is a fabulous formula. Because some thick gel out there, you guys, is still gonna move. It's still making the bead slip and slide. So I'm gonna shake it. Watch me. I'm gonna shake it. See, and I'm turning it upside down too. But you see how beautiful and flawless this is? Look at this line of bead. Have you ever worked with bead? If you work with bead, you know this line is gone when you shake it. So I am going to go ahead and put into the machine and give a 60 seconds. Okay, we are continuing with this now. Same things. Take out some of that fabulous clear texture gels. And better for me to get it out of the way when I'm drawing. I'm just have that kind of sense of order when I'm drawing. It's helped me. It's how I work my process. Okay. A little bit in here. And I see that I have some crystal right in the middle of the heart. That's very daring. Okay. Just a line right here. Don't have too little bit. If you have not enough gel, then when it comes to the bead, you might run out of gel. You have to retake it. So have a right amount. Okay. If you have too much, then it's just gonna be too much gel, and to me that messy. To me that is not a pretty crystal application process. So working with it for a while, you know how to adjust your amount. My favorite part is to apply it just because it's so fast. When you have the right gels, the right tools, look at me go. See, I have in one crystal that's stuck into the, oh, see, it's unstuck now. Okay, I need a smaller crystal right here, so I'm gonna skip it. Usually when I work with client, I don't stop for just one small crystal and change it. I change it later when I'm done with everything. Also a smart way to do that. Just stop for every single little thing. It just makes the process longer. It's less desirable. Just much slower. See, I need one more here. So now I'm done with everything. That is when I go over here and take our small one, SS5, and then another small one here, SS5, and I'm done. I can even have one small one here too, but that should be enough. Okay. So now I am ready to put bead on. So remember, I have so much gel to apply on here, so I have to cleanse it. So I don't have, so it's not cakey. Okay, put my crystal away. Here come my beads. Okay, just one bead at a time. It's faster that way. I try everything. I even try one of those like pens that spit out these beads right here. It's a disaster. Yeah, it literally spit it out. I didn't even think of it like that, but it doesn't put it here. It spit it out. So I tried that, and then I tried these magnets where it's try to make like a straight line. It's pretty cool, but when it come time to apply, it's a disaster too. Just because it's a nice straight line on the magnet, that doesn't mean that it's a nice straight line on the nails. And not everything is a straight line. These are not a line. These are beads that are around the crystal. So obviously that's not a good strategy neither. I try everything. So the shortcut is not how you advance the bead. The shortcut is the gel that you use. See, I have a couple of double. I just get rid of that just to save time. But yeah, the tricks is based on the product, because this gel is amazing. It just stick on the bead so well and it let go so well. Depend on the amount. That's another thing. Beside the gel, the product is the technique, the way that you loaded your brush. See, a lot of people doesn't know, and they just dip this brush into the bottle of gels and then try to pick up bead, and there's no way. And some people don't even try to pick up bead with brush. Some people try to pick up bead with like a hot tool like this. It make it almost impossible because the tool is so hard and it just keep kicking the bead around. So you need something soft but not too soft. Like the liner brush will be way too soft. That's why I use an embossed brush. It have a thicker body. Okay, now I'm gonna stop right here. Right here, I can tell that I need a bigger bead, so I'm just gonna leave that for later. I'm just gonna use it down here. See, let me show you what I'm talking about. You see this space? That's like really big, because the heart is bending, so it's really big. So I just need a bigger bead. I get it later. Remember, when you do nail for your client, you don't want to stop for every single little things. And oh my God, it's so annoying when your client seeing that and think that you forget it. They be like, oh, you missing this spot. So when it comes to this, I'm trying to do it really fast so they don't notice it. Because then I have to explain for them that, oh, I'm not there yet. It's just way too much explanation. So sometimes I just not respond. Sometimes when they say, oh, did you missing this? I'm just not responding, just to mess with them. Okay, now I need to take out some big bead. This is 6 millimeters and 5 liters. I know you probably couldn't tell the difference, but this is slightly bigger. The smaller, the better. when I designing, my thing is the smaller bead, the better, because it can make one seamless line. Like if you were drawing, for example. Big bead, you can tell that they are bead. Where small bead, when you put together in a line, it just look like a really cool chrome embossed lines. So I like that for that reason. Hear this? So it is time to gather up all the bead and crystal supply because we're done with it. See, when I'm designing, if I still designing with gels, I will have everything out. But I'm switching from gel to crystal, so I put the gel away. Now, when I'm done with crystal, I put the crystal away. I keep it separate. Even though this have nothing on it, I'm about to work with like top coat. So I need to clean this anyway, just because the gel that are in here are clear texture gel. So it's a different consistency with top coat. So it's best to cleanse it like that. These are done. Look how pretty. Now, that is what I mean is, if I already top coat this, now I have to come back and put top coat on the bead. You know, technically put top coat around the crystal. But on a line like this, it's technically on the bead. Or along the way. However you want to look at it. But there gotta be gel right here to further keeping the crystal so it doesn't come up. This gel is really good, but don't attempt to just have it without don't attempt to have this gel without sealing, because you always need to seal when you use gels. So that what I'm talking about is, if you seal this on top of finished surface, it's gonna look lumpy. But right now, this surface haven't have top coat yet, so I'm gonna put top coat now, and it's going to touch the surrounding of this crystal, and gonna seal it at the same time. So kill two birds with one stone. Okay, I'm using Shined top coat. Shined top coat is a diamond top coat. It's very shiny, non-scratch. I'm gonna put a little bit of Shined right down here. Okay. And using an emboss brush too. Today, emboss brush, get it all done in one little brush. Get so many tasks done today. So I'm gonna paint the emboss brush alongside of the crystal. See, this is how I sealed it. Normally, if I seal on a finished surface, then I would try to like doing the bead just to make sure that the line is nice and neat. But since I haven't top coat this, I'm just swiping this all along the side. See, all over. This is so easy when you haven't top coat yet. But now I can just be straightforward with it instead of trying to be tricky so it can be nice and neat. I'm just painting top coat all over this on both sides of each crystal line right here. Okay, now I am going to color in. See, emboss brush, the reason why I use it, because now I literally painting the whole nail with it, and it's get the job done really fast. Faster than a liner brush. I wouldn't even use a liner brush for this process. Okay, done here. I'm obviously need some more top coat for these next fingers. Okay, same thing. Just along two sides of each crystal line right here first, just to make sure that it is sealed. I'm very orderly when I'm working like this. I'm not filling and then sealing and then filling and sealing. I make sure that it's sealed first, meaning a proper amount of gel right on the edge of the crystal line, not thin. You don't want it to be a tiny little bit like this. Like you don't want to paint these tiny little line close to this like that. Don't do that. You have a proper amount of gel and you just kind of flooded the side a little bit. See, nobody see that. Nobody gonna see the side being flooded, but you are anchoring it there. So when the gel cure, it's gonna hold the crystal very well. Then I'm adding more gel on top. This in the bottom, and that's it here. So now you are ready for the next step. So you see how beautiful this is? I will explain the next step for you so you can see how needed it is. So this is beautiful. You can see there is a background. You can see the crystal line very well, and you can see the cat eye lines very well. Everything is separate. Now I wanted you to see this. Okay, you can see the crystal line, but the red and the background is kind of warpy. You see the reflection kind of warpy, just because using shine top coat is like that. Especially this surface are not a flat surface. It's kind of morph because of the crystal, right? So it's still pretty, but not like this pretty. See, this, everything is separated. So we need to take these red cat eye lines and we need to make it the entire thing of its own to separate it. So you need an embossed gel for that. Now you're gonna want to ask me, well, do you know, is clear texture gel work too? The answer is yes. It's work too, but I'm gonna show you how to do it first. You can apply clear texture gel on here, of course. And you don't need several processes. You should need one process is apply it on. Where if I use a cell leveling gel, I need two processes. I need to put it on thinly, and then I need to put it on bulkily. But this, I just need to apply it on. Okay, so right now I'm still good. But you see, I want it to be really embossed, so I need to add more. And I already explained for you that clear texture gel is amazing when it comes to not moving, right? So when it comes to see line like this, it's great, but you have to finesse it a little more to make it smooth. If you know what I'm saying, because it's textury. So when you see in these, you see it's not like this where it's completely smooth. It's kind of having a spine because I apply a lot of gel on here, so it's having a spine right in the middle. But it's kind of like sharp, like a mountain, right? And I want it to look domey. So the reason why it's like this, because this gel are not cell level, because it made not non-cell level to make it non-stick. Non-slip, sorry. So that is the gel's special ability, and the tasks that I am giving it right now are completely opposite. I need a gel that totally cell level. See, it still work. It still work. So if you don't have an embossed jelly, you can use this gel to work for you, but it doesn't make your job fun. It's work, but here is people problem. If they don't have a correct product, it's gonna be difficult for them. They're not gonna like it. Like me, if I have to use this gel for everything here, I don't want to do this set. It's too time consuming. It's not fun. If you have to try to make something work, it's not fun. So that is why I have embossed jelly. Let me put this back. So that is the reason why I show you this, because you see I have a lot of special effect gel, but for people that doesn't understand product, then these two are just look almost similar. They both clear, they both thick, you know, and they both used for 3D. So without proper knowledge, you wouldn't know when to use what, even though two of these gel will work and deliver for you similar result, but one gonna be easier depend on the situation. So now I'm choosing clear embossed jelly because the difference is this is non-cell level, while this is completely cell level. It's opposite. This wouldn't be great for crystal. You know what I mean? It might slide and slip on you, but it can work for crystal, definitely. Back in the day before this amazing gel, I just use builder gels. You know what, builder gel for crystal, it's work, but it's hard because it keeps slipping. So I am taking out 3D clear embossed jelly, and I have 3D jelly. Let me show you. I have this. It's the same thing. It's the same thing except for this one is in the application tube. So for certain design, it's more convenient. So that's why I named it embossed jelly, because I will most likely use it for emboss. Where this is in the jar, so the application, you need a brush and everything. So I apply just a little bit on the surface, and I will take out emboss brush, okay, and I will make sure that I painted this whole sway very well. Now this is what I'm talking about. This is process number 1. This is step number 1. There is more than just one step when it comes to cell leveling, and I will explain for you why. So first, I make sure everything is painted nicely, but it's not thick. I'm not killing this. Now I'm going back in and I'm squeezing it out, and the slip layer underneath that I haven't cured will help guide this big bead out. Why don't I just go in with a lot of gel, just like texture gel? Why I have to do this? Let me cure this and I will show you why. Okay, so I just cure this, okay? I just cure this. Why? When I use this clear texture gel, I don't need to cure this in between. It just stays there because it doesn't move. Now, this gel is opposite. That means it will move. That's why I just cure this, because it will become collapse. It will collapse if you don't cure it in time, or if it's too tall. Like this. This is a nail surface, right? If I have some clear embossed gel and dome me like this, if I wait for about a minute, it will start collapsing, meaning that gravity will pull it down, okay? So the gel will start to spread, like from it's been domey like this, and it will just spread out like that, okay? So this is a nice little sway. If it collapsing, because I need it to be big, the bigger the more beautiful. So of course it's gonna be really tall, okay, really tall. And the taller it is, the more chance, the more likely it's gonna collapse on you. And when it collapse, it's still gonna be smooth. It's not gonna be in line. It's gonna be morphing. The shape of the line gonna morph. Like from a nice way, it could be like that. It could be a hot mess. It's not gonna be a sway anymore because of the collapsing issue. So that is what you have to do when you work with cell leveling material, and that go for everything. That's go for building a nail, for encapsulating a nail. You always need 2 types of steps. One is a slip layer like this, where you just need a little bit. You don't need much. And you go in and you paint it. You paint it so the shape are nice, okay? Because when you go in with a thick amount of gel, you don't have time to finesse these edges like this, or the spot. You don't have time to do that. You have to squeeze it out. It's going to spread out. This layer gonna guide it out, and when it happens, you gotta cure that to seal the deal. And don't you hate it when you have a bubble? If you have a bubble, then you need to dig in that bubble and bring it out. And if you work slow, I'm working fast, but if you work slow, then after you do that, you have to tilt the nail upside down. So the gel, it can gather up in the center, and it's like stalling, basically. It stalls you a little more time. So when you are ready, you flip your client hand up and you go ahead and cure that. So that is how you achieve a nice, smooth pattern. You gotta know how to use it too. See that? Make sure that it's nice and neat. See, this step helps a lot, because without this step, you're still gonna be able to do it. You're just gonna hate your job. You're gonna hate it because it's difficult. Well, knowing exactly what to do, oh, you're gonna enjoy every single step because it's not difficult. It just requires you to pave the way for it. See, now I apply on the surface nice and neat. I can work with it a little bit. There's a hair right here. And if I don't have enough gels, I add more gels. See, this process where I add in bulk, I'm not drawing, I'm just adding on bulk. I draw before. See, this is a time to draw right here. Just like that. So the reason why I do it in the heart too, instead of just a candy cane sway pattern, because the heart is a little different when you apply an emboss gel on it. Gotta be a little more trickier. Not a huge difference on technique. Just a little maneuver, little extra maneuver on the heart. Okay. Make sure everything is nice. Then, gonna squeeze this. Just like that. I'm gonna go all the way here. Okay. Wait for it, and cure. Normally, when I have a nail, and I'm going to draw a heart, right? I might run out of space when I doing that, like that. I might doing that, just like that if I were to design, but I cannot do that with this style, because if I run out of space on the side, then this line not gonna be seamless. It's not gonna be smooth. It's gonna be bulky here, and then bulky here, and then it's just a weird, awkward little space right in the middle. So that's why I have to plan out this design to what the heart fit perfectly right here. So you can apply gel all the way around and make it nice. Now, put some gel here. So this is not a difficult design. It just requires a little training, require a little experience on layers just to make it fun. Or else this design could give people a lot of headache. If they don't know how to maneuver certain step, secure this. Then when they do this set, oh, it's not gonna be fun because it's 3D, it's bling, it's cat eye, it's all the things that could be hard if you don't have training. But now you already know the do's and don'ts. Then you can just go through the design and make it fun. You can chit chat with your client while you're doing this. You can even have like creative ideas, you know, to elevate your visit. You can do all of that if you're not stressed. But if you're stressed, it's gonna be difficult. So now the crystal is sealed. The emboss design doesn't need top coat. This gel doesn't need any top coat, and so does this gel. It doesn't need any top coat. So after you do this, you are done. The beads are sealed. Everything is sealed. Everything is protected. Even the layer in the bottom, the cat eye, is also protected because you put top coat in between, remember? So you just need to do another heart to mirror this, and then another finger like this on the pinky, and same on the thumbs. You can be creative. You can just do just a tip if you like, or you can do this. You can make this a solid heart, or you can fill this inside with crystal. You don't have to do a lines. If your nails are short, you can just fill the end with crystal. So it's the freedom are yours. But these are made after the Bengal style, you know, the Bengal nails. And this is like a Bengal look, but with a touch of festivity for the holiday coming. And I hope this design is gonna help you make a lot of money in the holiday. And don't forget to subscribe us on YouTube at 𝐸𝐸. And everything that I use today is available on www.𝐸𝐸.shop. And until next time, bye-bye.